gotta be. I ain't living in your fantasy, and I'll be real if it's the death of me. I'ma be who I gotta be, and I don't care who you pretend to be, cause I'll be real if it's the death of me. Yeah.
Welcome to another special edition of the P.E.A.C.E podcast. I am joined as always by the best co-host anyone could ever have, Mr. Carlos Golightly. Unfortunately, Kenny is doing bigger and better and things today, but we have a special guest today that needs no introduction, but he's going to get one anyway. He is a father, an entrepreneur, a self-taught artist, born and raised in the great Indianapolis, Indiana. He is a professional. He has a resume that like legit blows me away. And I've done a lot of cool things, talked to a lot of cool people. I am not going to spill the beans, but I do want to introduce Mr. Donald Williams.
Hey, how you doing? Nice. Appreciate it. Great intro too. Yeah.
As always, man.
Sure.
Welcome to the podcast or the conversation, the community.
Thank you.
And I want to make sure that I also give great respect to the person who introduced me to you, Mr. Carlos Golightly.
The one and only.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey man, first off, I wanna add, this is very special guest we got here. It's my younger brother. Just want to point out, little big brother though. He's actually like, I don't know what happened there, but definitely little big bro. But if he ain't gonna speak on it, I want to, man, because it's been really cool to see this dude's progress so far, man.
Yeah.
And D Will, if I'm stumbling on any of these numbers or accomplishments or anything, man, let me know. You let me know. So I just know that my man has done some big collabs, right? Somebody like maybe his name is Reggie Miller, CJ Walker, Justin Holiday. Any of that sound familiar? Yeah. Saw most recently project and I have no idea what's off the record, as far as any pieces that you've done that just wasn't, published or whatever. But yeah, big project recently with ESTG and EST Dynasty Rap Group. It has been amazing to watch my little brother just shine, man. It's like, I just remember when we were younger, we used to always do these little sketches and stuff. We used to be on punishment, stuff like that, sitting in the room, trying to make fun out of nothing. And all we had was like pencil and paper, and then we all sit there in the corner for 20, 30 minutes and we all come back together, me, Donald, and my other little brother, Chris, and be like, what you got? Man, I done drew like everybody know you draw the little car, right? You draw your little car, this and that. And Donald was already drawing like Boondocks characters just based off of like, he had the image in his head. We didn't have no phones to like sit there and look at, so he was like, I remember what Riley looked like. I remember what Huey looked like. So he would literally I was like, bro,
off the dome.
This dude got it. So, fast forward some odd years, and yeah, man, I recently attended one of these events that he has here locally in Indy. These paint and sips, man, and it's just crazy to sit back and watch my little brother. Like these events are a wild turnout for one. He pretty much pre-sketches because I can't draw. I told him I can't draw, I can't paint. So he gives us some little some training wheels, right? He'll sketch out some stuff, let us feel like artists, right? Yeah, he's got a good environment going there. It's always a great turnout.
Yeah.
And it's just promotes a really good environment, man. So it's been great to see you grow. And I'm just glad to have you on and glad that you two could finally meet. Because I always talk to you, Leo, about Donald. Donald always talks and vice versa, So it's just great to have you on, man.
Yeah, he's been talking about you a lot. Like it's funny because he always talks about the things that you can do. And we actually had this conversation about potential. So Golightly talks about you like, yo, like my little brother can do this, this, and this. If he only knew like what he could do, but you look at your resume and the things that you've already done, it's like, yo, like my man's killing it already. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? His potential. Obviously he knows potential. But I want to take a step back first for myself and everybody else who maybe isn't familiar with you yet. Like, number one, what do you consider yourself as? Because I know there's like a lot of titles around creators. So like, what do you consider yourself as? Let's just start there.
Okay. Well, like Carlos said, I've been creating since we were 5, 6 years old.
Okay.
And beyond all titles, I would like to be called either a producer of just creating things, because I don't want to label it as an artist, because I love doing clothing, I love creating content, I love all kinds of things. I love to be a nomad. I love doing, I feel like art is just one aspect of what I am as all.
Yep.
So an entrepreneur / creator.
Yeah,
That's the title that I would like to
What
know.
are some of the things that you are creating currently? I already, we talked about it a little bit, like you got some things that you're looking to do in the new year or whatever, but like what are going to be the categories that like you're going to take over?
I want to create really, honestly, more about vibes and spaces. Like my sip and paints is a perfect opportunity where I get a chance to bring people together and create a room and a community of people that we can literally sit back and be like a small creative family right now. I'm playing just basically like Carlos said, like putting training wheels on creativity for people, basically being the plug between creating and not creating, basically giving people, because that's where people fall victim on with painting and creating, saying what they can't do. Like, I don't know how to draw, I don't have what I want to paint. So I'm basically giving people an opportunity to just show that they can create something cool or amazing that they love.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely one of the people. I feel like I can do everything, and then I pick up like a paintbrush or a pencil, highlighter or something like that, and that whole thing go out the window.
I'm trying to give people back that confidence to create.
Yeah, and let me point out, man. I won't say there was any favoritism showed because we family, right? But when I went to this paint and sip, which I've been to 3 of them now. I didn't know it was 5, but yeah, I've been to 3 of them, and without favoritism, because I kind of observed, right, as I was there. I didn't know anybody besides, Donald, his girl, and then maybe one other person. But I was just kind of watching him float around and watching the people that he had, running the event float around, and they were facilitating, right? They were reading the scene, making sure nobody didn't feel left out, making sure nobody was like obstructed or blocked. Like, okay, I don't know what to do from here, or I feel like I messed up. He came up to me and gave me a vision that I didn't see. I'm sitting here painting. He already done sketched it for me, right? But I'm still trying to find the vision as far as like, the color combination, right? So yeah, did a really good job of facilitating that great environment, like he said. And he made everybody there. Everybody had a great time. It wasn't like a show up. Like, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't do as a first date. For example, golfing. I'm not go to Top Golf again as a first date, Leo. We learned that I'm not good at golf. So like, you don't want to make yourself look like no jackrabbit, because you can't play no golf. Yeah. And you want to, but yeah. So like, don't know how to paint, but he facilitated. He provided like a safe haven and was pretty much like, look, this is like a we type of thing, Yeah. While I'm here with you, while everybody else is here, there were other artists there as well that was kind of popping out. It was dope, man. It was dope. So I could definitely see you dominating that. There are like, paint and sip events or sip and paint events that go on a lot, but like, it's like secret society type of things, like not a lot of people, in my opinion, are openly discussing here locally in that, like talking about these type of events, but a lot of people like the concept of it. To me, that's free game right there. And I think you've definitely been a pioneer from what I can see.
Thank you. Appreciate you, really.
It's been dope, man. It's been dope.
So paint and sip sounds dope. And everything I'm hearing so far, it's like definitely ambiance. And you mentioned that yourself, like, the environment is probably what people gonna come for every single time. How did you get into that? Like, what inspired you to do something like that? Like, I'm sure it's a combination of things, but.
Yeah, believe it or not, well, one, I always believed that me as a person, I could sell anything that was given to me. So it's like, it's more about like,
that's a skill.
Yeah, I more felt like I was selling myself as well as much as my art. So like, I know that I can create the environment to make people feel comfortable. I know I can give people a place where they want to be, where they're comfortable, where also they get to create something. They get to show something. A lot of people that I've learned over the last couple months have a hard time creating things, or have a hard time tapping into their creative side and understanding that that's our purpose on the planet, is to be producers and creators and not consumers. And I was just basically like, this whole thing is basically just been to make sure that people get the chance to create over everything.
Yeah.
To create and make sure that they know that too, that it's
awesome.
release, it's therapeutic, it's something to just get your mind together and sit down and relax.
Yeah. How long are these events normally?
They host about 4 hours right now.
4 hours? Okay. Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
For the most part, doesn't everybody leave with everything? I mean, don't they leave with something?
Yeah, they leave with their paint, their canvases, their brushes. You can leave with your canvas holder and everything.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty cool. You got things lined up. So we're in 2023 now. You got everything lined up for the new year?
Yes, I've been
like
lining up
scheduling
everything.
events and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
The first one for this year will be January 5th at Illusions Bar and Grill.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Coming out swinging.
Yeah.
Exactly. Trying to make sure that I take this business and my calling and making it from a hustle into a full-on business and corporation.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my whole focus 2023, and bringing order to it, basically bringing structure to the company.
Hey, rewind that. If you are a content creator, an artist, you want to create vibes, whatever, rewind what was just said and make sure you listen to that again. That was a bar.
Yeah.
Making sure you're bringing structure to your creativity. I don't think a lot of people like think about that. Like, we can create and stuff like that. But like, sometimes there's a little bit of structure that's needed. That's what you've done with
Actually, and I feel like a lot of this journey, the hardest part has been to kind of transition from an artist to a businessman as well. Like, it has to coexist with each other. It has to, like, you can't just be creative and have everybody running your money. You have to know what's your money, what's going in, what's coming out, your overhead, everything. And I've just been basically becoming a scholar of finances and understanding business and all.
That's good.
To just make sure I can get the maximum return on what I'm doing and all my efforts.
All right, we're gonna need to set up a call then so I can get some tips. You good for that?
Hey man,
Sure.
Seriously, that's what I would. That's what I wanted. That's what I. But check this out though. I don't want to shy away from this. You know, you point out a great area of improvement, right? In saying that you want to develop like some structure, but still, let's not shy away from the fact of the proof and the performance that you pulled off this year. What'd you do like? Year to date, I think he's at like 250, over 250 pieces year to date. You know, exactly. already got client bases lined up for next year. So like, just imagine once you finally like actually start developing a framework and a more solid business structure. Oh man, bro.
Yeah. How do people even find you now? Like, how do you do that much business without what you call structure?
Well, as I was just about to go back on my work ethic, it could kind of answer your question. I have a football background or athletic background. So I kind of just further that into art. And I basically, every day I'm waking up trying to be better, trying to hit new pinnacles and get to new goals so I can, make it a reality that I'm living off of art instead of just something that I just do to.
Yeah, I have it. Ooh, that's good.
Hey,
that's
man,
good.
that's big. And Leo, I don't know if you remember, but that's what I was trying to point out. I remember, me and you had a conversation earlier this year, and maybe it was a time of adversity or something. And me as an older brother trying to give the best advice I could give, I'm like, well, bro, if things get tough, maybe you could pick up a couple side jobs or whatever, And he looked at me, he was like, bro, you're my older brother. You doing what an older brother would do. I appreciate that advice, but like, that's not in my journey, bro. Like, this has to work. And I was like, I was for one, I was like embarrassed. I was like, bro, this determination right here is insane. Like, I was just like, this is like surreal for me to even listen to. And I'm like, this is what he's embodying, is who he is. And like, I was like mad at myself. Like, man, I just try to talk him out. But I'm like, hey, shout out to my little brother for being a stand-up guy. And like, really having he's got a passion and a drive that, I all I can do is tip my hat to, you know, so just wanted to point that out because, hey man, this dude right here, what he just said a second ago is like, it's true.
Kudos on
Still
that,
to
man.
this day, all he do is make it happen with art.
Kudos.
And he's been making it happen.
250 pieces.
Yes, at minimum, honestly. It's just really about, and I have this year, well, I'm being hard on myself, but I feel like I've had no structure at all compared to what I could be doing and setting it up as waking up at 7 a.m. and, well, getting to work at 7 a.m. and clocking out at 5 p.m. At that point, I could probably do 500 paintings, honestly.
Okay.
I could probably pump out 2 a day. I could probably, because I've done a painting from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., 3 hours. And I just started real late. And I was just like, what if I was working all this time before from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I could have got a whole nother 1 or 2 paintings done. So it's just like, and I think that comes with being a new entrepreneur as well. Just understanding that nobody's going to tell you to work. Nobody's going to tell you to get up. Nobody's going to do anything for you. Nobody's going to pay your bills. Nobody's going to be over you. Yep. You have to do this all wholeheartedly because you see the vision or the purpose of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny when you become your own boss, like you're always working or no work gets done, you know, so you gotta figure out where the money coming from because ain't nobody else still gonna be able to pay you.
Exactly.
All right, hold on. We mentioned 250 pieces. Do you have any, first of all, I heard a goal within that. Los, did you hear his goal? I'm about to take a note on the goal that he set out. Did y'all catch it?
Yeah.
Said 500.
You talking about the rate as far as like pieces per
500 pieces for 23. I already wrote it down, so you can't get out of it now. I got you. I helped you out a little bit on the structure.
Yeah, we got them locked in.
But from last year, like what are some of your favorite pieces? Like, do you have any notable ones that you want to talk about?
I feel like with painting, I love more of the creative side of all of them. And then I think the ones that really stand out to me are the ones that give the best reaction or the ones that I affect the person the most, whether it was someone's family member passing away. I've had people gift my paintings to people, like older people that wouldn't get a tattoo or they just wasn't thinking about buying a picture. So I created this picture that's huge of a dead relative, and someone sends me a picture of them bawling and grabbing and hugging the pain, and that does something to me. So I have to say the ones that give off the most emotional affection, because I feel like this is my calling and my purpose. So the more people I can touch with it, that does something for me, honestly. Like more than money, more than finances, more than even the painting. I just like to be able to affect people with what I did.
No, that's powerful, man. Yeah. I appreciate you even sharing that. That's a big deal. It's easy to get caught up in money, especially as an entrepreneur.
True.
Yeah. Do you have so you mentioned like family members that you painted. Like are there any other like genres that may be cool?
Honestly,
cartoons, it sounds
same
like
thing goes back to the football. I have no lane that I'm in. I'm an artist. I feel like I just want to create. So if you bring me something, I'm here to create it. Honestly, I'm not. I want to see your vision, and I just know how. The basis of art is once you learn how to draw. It's not like you're drawing one thing. You're more like understanding the science of drawing. It's like understanding angles, understanding shadows, understanding highlights. So it's more about, I don't have a lane. I'm more about just creating the best piece of art.
I wish I had a skill like that. Like I know we always try to do that. I wish we had a skill like that. Just be like, oh yeah, I can draw anything. What?
Yeah,
you can draw anything. I can't draw nothing.
I was pretty nervous about it at first because like pre-COVID, if I didn't say this already, COVID is when I started art.
Okay.
It's really when I put everything down. I put football down, put trying to go to school down.
Wow.
And I said, I'm going to dive wholeheartedly into art. And at that point, I wasn't thinking like drawing is as simple as understanding what you're looking at. I was thinking like, I'm going to try to sit in a certain pathway, like whether it's cartoon and be a cartoonist or a portrait and be someone that just does portraits. But the longer I took the journey and the more people that I had coming to me, and some people were offering solid money. So I was more tempted on, I'm willing to step outside of my lane to try out and see what I can do.
Yeah.
And ever since I've never turned down anybody on any idea, honestly. And for at least the idea, maybe financially or,
Yeah.
We're about the idea.
Have you ever thought about like, and I don't even know the logistics of this, but it sounds like you're passionate also about like teaching, not only doing, but also like teaching, like somehow your creativity. Have you thought about like being in a school or anything like that? Like getting involved with schools? I know like I don't belong in schools, but like through my nonprofit, I was able to go into schools to teach some of the things that I was like passionate or skilled on. Have you ever thought about doing anything like that?
Yeah. And on that second point, I don't see myself being in a school on an everyday basis, but I would love to do something for the kids or work on a program or even a charity program where I draw a whole bunch of canvases and have 40, 50, 60 kids come to the gymnasium and we all paint. I would love to do something of that sort. But as far as it being a everyday, I can't be around kids that much.
Yeah.
I don't see that in my future at all.
Yeah,
fair questions though. Yeah.
Same. No, I could not do any kind of school system. I didn't want to be in it when I was in it, and I definitely don't want to be it now. I'd be fighting one of the kids or something like that, embarrassing myself.
Exactly.
These kids these days, something else anyway.
No, that's really dope though. If we can do something like you were saying, like in a city of Indianapolis or Dallas or Florida or wherever it is, where like you come in and you give, because I know there's a lot of kids who want to draw, enjoy drawing, want to learn, like whatever it is. There's a lot of people, and teachers will probably even love it, like being able to go into an environment like that. So yeah, we got to figure it out.
And I think it's so important. And I think that's so important for the kids to do, just to learn that, first of all, to see somebody that looks like me being an artist and seeing that all artists don't have the weird hat on and the mustache curling and this
That's
skin tone complexion, just to be able to see someone that looks like you that doesn't make art look lame or not as cool as you want it to be. And just understanding that it's more about the creating and what you can create from trying to pick up a pencil and paper, and that's how simple it is. Like you could get wiped off the side of this earth tomorrow, and if you can come back with a pencil and paper, you have a skill set that people want. And understanding that you can build that off of having nothing. You don't have to start with no startup money, no revenue, nothing. Just pick up a pencil and paper, and you can start a business and sell it and make thousands of dollars a month, thousands of dollars sitting in your house doing nothing, and literally becoming the asset, becoming the product, basically.
The American
dream.
It
grows over the time of however great you get with it. And honestly, as I became an artist, I've learned that there's so many different viewpoints of what art is. Like I've seen so many different styles of art. I've seen so many different people that are huge, and I don't even understand their art, but there's a huge group of people that do. And that alone inspires me to go further, because I'm just like, and personally, I feel like my art was better than this person that I'm looking at, and they're a multimillionaire. So I'm like, man, what can you be?
Yeah. I love that perspective. Yo, thank you for tuning into the P.E.A.C.E podcast. This podcast actually started off with 4 friends sitting around a table once a week. We were having conversations to educate ourselves about the world around us, talking about what we're dealing with day to day as regular people, and simply to self-reflect. So that's all that you're seeing us do here, and you're getting to see it live. So I challenge you to do the same thing. If you've made it this far, obviously something caught your attention. So get a group of friends and build a small community and start to join in the conversation. Like, these are tough conversations, these are fun conversations, but these are conversations that are needed to be had. In fact, I want to make it easy for you. If you're listening to this podcast at home, invite a friend over. Or maybe invite 2 friends over, 3 friends over, whatever it is. Turn your TV on, your computer, your phone, wherever you want to watch it, turn the podcast on, okay? And join in the conversation. If you're listening to this maybe on run, at the gym, I get it. I do the exact same thing. But maybe you can share the link, clip the file or something like that, and just pose one of the questions that you heard here today. The point is to build community and to self-reflect. Oftentimes, we don't vocalize the things that we need to work on, and that's one small way that I think that we can, help improve ourselves, improve others, and most importantly, pursue excellence and cherish everyone. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you again next week. Peace.